Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's video. Today it's drizzling, the sky is overcast, and it's dark and gloomy. Rati one day, dark the it's because of the gloomy sky. And it's about to rain. It's drizzling now, it's about to rain, but I'm still gonna do my work. And general rule of thumb is not to do any painting jobs or painting activities on an overcast sky or when the weather is bad, because it does not dry well and the quality of your finish gets affected. But today is an exception. I'm still gonna do it because you know why? I'm running out of time and we have to finish the work on schedule because the other project work is still pending. This is not the only thing I have to do. After finishing this up, I have to do something else, which you will see in future videos, but we're running out of time. We're supposed to finish this week. So even if the sky is overcast, the weather is gloomy and it's threatening to rain, I'm still gonna do my painting work. And today I want to talk with you guys about some very important things regarding polyurethane, which is in common name is Touchwood. Everybody calls it Touchwood or varnish, but the technical term is polyurethane. And how to use polyurethane, also wood stains and mineral oil, which commonly known as thinner. Everybody calls it thinner. So those of you who are actually very interested in woodworking and want to know a little bit more about this polyurethane finishes, varnish, touchwood, thinner, stains, you turn on the volume and listen carefully. And those of you who are not interested, just for the sake of viewing the videos, watching it, this is not for you. Get out. Well, first things first, let's talk about finishes. Have you ever thought about, like, you work at home, you do your own DIYs and anything with wood materials, and when you're applying touchwood or any kind of varnish, any kind of polyurethane, you do notice that after it dries out, it's not as smooth and clean as you see it on videos, on YouTube, on TV, on advertisements, magazines and so on. Have you ever wondered why? And you keep on trying again and again and again. You mix the ratio of polyurethane and mineral oil. You experiment a little bit, sometimes a little bit more polyurethane, sometimes a little bit more thinner. Sometimes you make the viscosity, which means the thickness of your finish, a little bit thicker, a little bit thinner. You try all different kinds of things, but it just doesn't give you the super fine and smooth finish. Have you ever wondered why? Of course, putting in the consideration that you have already used sandpaper up to 320 grits, which gives the extremely fine smooth surface. And when you touch it with your hands, it's so smooth. You finally believe that after applying your polyurethane or varnish, it's going to be super fine and smooth. But after you apply it, you let it dry for 12 hours, 24 hours, next thing you know, it's not that smooth. Have you ever experienced that? Yes. Now, if yes, there could be a very simple solution to that. I myself have faced that a lot, and over the years I've experimented a lot. And one thing I noticed is there's just one thing that we are doing wrong. And do you know what that is? Brush. Do you use this kind of brush to apply your varnish, touchwood, or any other polyurethane or any other finishing oil? This This is one of the major problems why you are not getting super fine and smooth surface on your finishes. This is the problem. I changed the type of brush and immediately 99% of my problems just vanished, and I got very fine results after changing brush. So the brush that I use now is this. Just look at the difference. Now the difference is, if you're using this is not a finishing brush. This is not a Touchwood varnish or finishing brush. This is a paint brush. Come on, bro. We are so stupid sometimes, and we lack so much knowledge on different types of brush that we use this and think to ourselves, oh, I'm not talented enough. I cannot make something that is smooth and shiny and the finish is not good. Every time I apply a Touchwood and let it dry, there's always brush lines. This is the problem. This is the problem. Now change to this and you will see tremendous change in your performance in your finished product. I'll come a little closer and show it to you. Just look at this. Just look at this. This is a paint brush. This is a varnish brush. Just look at the difference. The brush bristles are much thicker and harder on a paintbrush, while this one, it's very smooth, kind of like what ladies use for their makeup. It's very smooth, soothing to the eyes. You can actually touch your eyes and see it doesn't cause any irritation at all. It's very smooth, very fine, very small. This is the reason why you will get extremely fine finishes on your product. So don't use this, use this. This is a varnish brush. You can get this in any hardware store. Just don't go and ask them, give me a brush. You have to specify what brush you want. If you're going to use paint, tell them you want a paintbrush. If you're going to use varnish or polyurethane or Touchwood, you have to ask for a varnish brush, finishing brush. And those people there at the hardware store, they know the difference and they will give you the correct one if you specify properly. Well, that's about the brush. Let's clear this way out. Okay, now coming to wood stain. This wood stain is from Asian Paints, Woodtech wood stain, and I'm going to use walnut. It's written here, it's walnut. And the thing with wood stain is, if you have ever used one, this and thinner mineral oil both have the same characteristics, which means it dries very fast, and of course we work with dry wood, so we all know dry wood tends to suck in all moisture the very second it comes in contact with. So if you use this wood stain directly on the wood surface, it's gonna go in, seep in within a second, and you don't have the time to spread it across the surface of your workpiece. It just goes in and instantly dries out, and there is no control whatsoever, and you cannot do anything about it, and it's just a waste of wood stain. And if you use this stain alone, it's not very economical, because this is 500 milliliters. This is not going to be enough to paint even one of the legs if you just use it as it is. So I've been experimenting a lot over the past years, and many people have suggested me to use thinner with this. I tried it and it's because if you add thinner to your wood stain as it is, it's gonna turn the viscosity of the wood stain into a different thickness, different thinness. It doesn't matter, whichever it is, it just damages the properties of the wood stain, and when you apply it, it's gonna end up forming patches on your woodwork, and it looks very ugly and it does not give you the desired results. Also, it changes the color of your wood stain. So that was a very advice I got from a lot of woodworkers. I don't know if they were experienced and if they knew how to do it or not, or they were just advising me so that my workpiece gets ruined and they could have a laugh later on. I don't know why, but I found out that that was a big mistake. Don't do that. Now, what we really want on a wood stain property is you should be able to apply the wood stain on your workpiece. It should not get seep in immediately. It should stay on the surface and you should be able to spread it out evenly on your workpiece. And also you should be able to control the shade, the tone of your color. Of course, this is just one color. This is brown, walnut brown. But if you apply this as it is, you're just gonna get one tone, walnut brown. But if you really want a proper finish on your workpiece, you should be able to control the tone of this color. This is brown. You should be able to make it light brown, a little darker brown, and then extremely dark brown. That's how you should be able to use this. So wood stain as it is, it's very hard to control if you use it as it is, but over past years, 10 years, I've been working with this and I finally found a solution which I'm going to share with you today. And the solution is two things you want to do. With the wood stain, you should be able to control the tone, the shade of your wood stain color, and you should be able to control it and spread it out evenly on your workpiece, which wood stain alone, if you use it, does not give you both characteristics. So in order to have both characteristics, what I did is, here's the solution. All three components: wood stain, touchwood, polyurethane, thinner. And the trick is, polyurethane has the viscosity, thickness that allows you to spread it evenly and it does not seep into the workpiece immediately. Thinner has the characteristics to make the color and wood stain thinner in color, lighter shade, and you actually don't have both characteristics here. So the trick is to mix this, and this, all three together. But you might be wondering, how do we mix that? The ratio that I found out that works best for me is 1 part polyurethane, 1 part mineral oil, and 2 parts wood stain, and you mix it well together and you just try it out. See, it looks a little runny, but it's not too runny. And if you apply this on your workpiece, it's not going to seep in immediately because we have the contents of the polyurethane, which is oil based, rubber based, and it's going to stay on the surface and it's going to allow you to spread it out evenly before it dries out. It's not going to dry out that fast because it has polyurethane in it, so it will allow you to spread it out properly and evenly as much as you want. And also it gives you the control of the shade of the wood stain, which means it will give you a lighter shade since you have already applied added thinner. So it will give you a lighter shade, and the way it works is, if you want a darker shade, you can go for 2 coats. If you want still a darker shade, you can go for 3 coats. If you still want extremely dark brown, you can go for 4 coats. That's how you get the control over the tone or shade of the color that you want. If you use the stain as it is, it's going to give you just 1 tone, and the moment you put it on, it's going to seep in, dry out. You have no control, you cannot spread it out, and that's how difficult it is to work with wood stain alone. So the solution that I came up with, and this, I learned this in more than 10 years, and I'm sharing it with you in within 10 minutes of this video. So you should consider yourself lucky, and I really hope this solution helps you a lot in your future works. If you are trying it out, the DIY at home, you can try this out and to let me know in the comments if it worked for you, because it works for me great. So that was the important things about stain, polyurethane, mineral oil and brushes. I hope you guys learned something new today. Definitely, I'm very sure you learned something new. So if you did, comment and let me know. If you didn't, well, you can rewind the video and watch again. If I was too fast, forgive me, because I'm trying to contain this within 10 minutes of my video. I don't want it too long, so I went as fast as I could. So you can rewind, slow down the video and rewatch it again to understand better all the things I've explained to you. So now that I've talked about all these various different things, tips and tricks and important things, let's get on with the work and try it out ourselves. Let's go. Well, right now we are only applying the wood stain, the secret formula that I made, and just look at this. It's very easy and comfortable for us, and we have on control. See, for example, see, look at this. It doesn't go in immediately inside the wood. It doesn't dry out immediately, so it gives you the control of spreading it out evenly, which is what we want, to have a proper uniform spread all over your workpiece. Now let me just show you the difference in color. These are the wood stain colors, and the bottom, this is the original wood color. Now original wood color it's not that dark, and it doesn't look as rustic as it should, which is the reason why we're applying a darker shade of stain so that it looks perfect and matches with the tabletop. No, I will not be staining this part because this is the area where the tabletop will be sitting, so this will not be seen by anybody. So it's okay if you don't stain this part, if you don't apply polyurethane on this part. You can just leave it as it is because it's gonna get covered anyway. So we've completed one, and I'll show you right now the comparison between the wood stained product and the original product. The one that you see on the left side is the one we painted just now, and the one on the right is the original color. The original color of the wood is a little bit lighter, which is the reason why we have to use wood stain to make it darker and more rustic. And wow, I have to do all this. So ladies and gentlemen, I did one and showed it to you. I hope you're satisfied. And I'm gonna do the rest after this video ends. But yes, not to forget, yesterday I promised you We'll do a test fit on the table and show it to you guys. So earlier today, before I started this video, I did it and I have taken a video and I'll show it to you right now. So ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today. Like, share, subscribe, and see you tomorrow on the next video.